What's up guys, Zabza here, bringing you an OU battle today. One of the last OU battles I'll be bringing you with this beta test OU team. So, looking at my opponent's team, he's got standard weather, a Gengar, which can be, well, is a Gengar. No matter how you cut it, it's going to be a special attacker, and it dies to one bullet punch, so I'm not that threatened by it. Scizor, which can be Life Orb, Swords Dance plus Roost, or Choice Band. Any way you look at it, Scizor is a pretty big threat. Ferrothorn, which, let's face it, its best job is to set up entry hazards. While it can do other stuff, that's its best job. Politoed to set up the weather, and I have no idea what else, but weather setupper. Breloom, all around general annoyance. I mean, Spore, Mach Punch, Fighting Grass combination, which is a pretty good offensive typing. And finally, Jolteon, which I'm not that threatened by it. I mean, it's got some good special attack, but mostly it's just going to be Volt switching, and Chansey can take it like nothing. So without further ado, let's get to it. So this OU battle is against my good pal Gumtree, as he's going to send out his Gengar, his Ghost Joint first turn, as I send out my No Stall for You, my Alakazam. Now right off the bat, I'm thinking, you know, I can knock this out one hit, go for the Psy Shock, it's worth it. As he switches into his Ferrothorn, realizing this, and it's actually going to take a pretty good chunk. Now I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fire here, and I was honestly expecting it to be a clean KO, but turns out I'm thinking he did put some special Volk into his Ferrothorn because it's not going to take him out. And with Alakazam's massive special attack stat and a 4x effective HP Fire, I'm pretty sure that that would have knocked him out. So I'm going to go in my Scizor as he switches out into his Blue Thor, his Politoed, and I'm just going to go straight for the U-turn because I know I can outspeed unless it's a Scarf set. And I knock it out with a critical hit, which is very fortunate because I know even the specially defensive Politoed sets can take one U-turn from my Scizor. So I'm going to go into my Venusaur to set up a sunny day and get rid of the rain, which wasn't exactly the best idea on my part to send it out so soon, as he sends out Gengar and just subs up. I go for the HP Fire, it's going to take out his sub, no question, and he's going to launch a Shadow Ball at me, which isn't going to do that much. I mean, it does a decent chunk, but it's not going to be enough to knock me out in one more hit. While my Hidden Power Fire, on the other hand, with a Sun Boost, is going to be enough to 2-hit KO him after the sub is broken, and even after recovery. So, I'm going to go, next turn, I'm going to take him out with the Hidden Power, and I'm going to get up to near, like, I think half HP, pretty close to it, just barely out of the yellow range, well, just still barely in it, I mean. And he's going to send out Hugorn, his Scizor, and go for the Bullet Punch, and I have no idea if that crit mattered. I mean, probably not, but you'll find out later that this isn't the banded set, so maybe it did. I don't know. I'll put some calcs up here. So I'm going to go in my physically defensive Blastoise, and I'm going to go for the Scald. I get the burn, which is great, but I wish I got it on the other Pokemon. And here I'm going to switch out and go into Chansey as he goes for a Volt Switch, which, let's face it, unless it's going to attack, that's what it does. And go into his Breloom. Now, Breloom is kind of a problem for this team. So I'm going to send out my Plasma, expecting the Fighting type move. And he goes for Low Sweep, and that's actually pretty interesting. I thought he'd have something else. But, I guess to each his own. So, he goes for a Mach Punch as I pull a switch into my Blastoise. I think this is actually a double switch, and now I go for a triple switch, baiting the Bullet Seed, and go into my Mountain Dew Code Red, my Scizor. So he takes the bait, goes for a Bullet Seed, and I'm going to quad resist it, and it does pretty much no damage. And now that's definitely a range where a Bullet Punch is going to KO, so I KO him with a Bullet Punch, and that is the end of Breloom. He goes into his own Scizor now, and I'm kind of wondering just why he goes into it, and now I see he Swords Dance. Son of a gun, this is going to be hard. He goes for a Bullet Punch, which, at that range of HP, no question, it's going to knock me out. And I'm going to go into my physically defensive Blastoise, which is not going to be able to take the hit. I pretty much pin my hopes on a Scald Burn here, but I don't get it, and he's going to get me down into KO range, Bullet Punch KO range after a Bug Bite. So he goes for a Bullet Punch, it knocks me out, even though I resist it, and now my only chance is Paralyzed. So I go into Chansey, I know I can take one. I mean, even after Swords Dance, I've got Bold Nature, I've got Eviolite, I've got massive HP, I can take one. So I take one Bug Bite, I go for the Heal Bell, No Stall for You isn't paralyzed anymore, and he still has his Sash. which means I can come in and revenge kill this guy. So he's going to knock out my Chansey. Unfortunate, but it had to be done. I'm going to send out my No Stall for you. I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fire. He's going to get me down to my stash with a Bullet Punch, and that is the end of Scizor, my good friends. My god, it was a monster. It took out half my team. I mean, Swords Dance Scizor, do not underestimate. So he's going to go into his Harlem, and here I know it outspeeds me. I know it does. I'm going to go on my Mountain Dew Code Red because I kind of have a plan here. And I managed to survive the hit with 6 HP. And now I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of hoping he goes for a Leech Seed or something since I saw Thunder Wave. So I go into No Stall for you, but he's got Power Whip. He hits the Power Whip, knocks out my Alakazam, and there is 0% chance of me winning now. Because while I can still knock out this Ferrothorn with Scizor, I cannot take the Iron Barb's recoil. Plus, I'd have to lock myself into an attacking move, which, if it's not priority, I can't take out Jolteon. So I go for Superpower, get an unnecessary crit, knock myself out, knock him out, and end the battle. Thanks for the battle, Gumtree. You know, it was thanks to this battle, and the one I have after it, plus some advice from Caneskin, that I was finally able to put together my OU team in such a way that not only does it fit my needs, but it's got good synergy, it does what it accomplishes, and it actually manages to win some battles. So, again, thank you for that battle, Gumtree. Alright, so, talk of the day. Today's talk of the day, I want to give a shout out to my artist whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Kai, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you guys all enjoyed that battle, and I'll see you later.